All right, guys. So we did get a question on our comment section of our video. You guys can put your question in the comment section of any of our videos if you want to, and then we pick them up and we answer them live. And this one is from Hessian. And Hessian says, "Hello, Laura and Robin. I hope that you are keeping safe during this lockdown period. Me and my friend are again planning to go somewhere during Christmas week, somewhere in the South Island." He's very excited about it. There's a 5 exclamation mark. Says, "Will you be able to discuss and give me and your viewers some best places to spend the Christmas during the Christmas week in the South Island? Thank you and see you." Look how polite he is all the time. So yeah, the South Island is a great place to visit during the Christmas week. But one piece of context beforehand: the Christmas week in New Zealand is notoriously the busiest week when traveling around, because you usually, and obviously that's not in COVID time, but usually you have the international tourists, which are usually coming in droves into New Zealand because that's a New Zealand summer, and therefore it's the high tourist season. And on top of it, you have all the locals that want to make the most of the summer and obviously enjoy their time off during Christmas time. So it's notoriously extremely busy. The good thing is that in 2021 and 2022, there's going to be much less international tourists, less to none, and therefore you'll be able to have the place much more to yourself, but it's still going to be quite busy. So we kept that in mind when coming up with some tips for you. Would you like to get started?
Yeah, so let's start off with the Abel Tasman National Park, bearing in mind that the Christmas week in New Zealand is during the summer. So if you want to make the most of the summer and get, your sort of beach landscapes, your water activities, all that sort of really, iconic summer stuff, then going to the Abel Tasman National Park is definitely right up there on the list of good places to go during Christmas. There's many different things you can do in the Abel Tasman National Park. You can go on kayaking tours. You can do the Abel Tasman Coast Track, which is a New Zealand Great Walk. It's a multi-day trail, which I think it goes for about 5 or 6 days, but you can cut that much shorter by taking a water taxi back to the start.
You're lazy.
That's what I did. And yeah, and also there's eco tours, for instance. You can just go on a nice cruise, or even they have a waka canoe tour there now. So if you want to have a Maori experience, there's that as well. So yeah, lots to do in the Abel Tasman National Park and get that stunning sort of, summer scenery.
So if you want something really different, and you still want your wintry Christmas, which is pretty hard to find when it's summer in this country, you could head out to the few places that are going to have snow in New Zealand. And I'm obviously talking about the heli hike experiences. So you can do Franz Joseph, you can do Fox Glacier, or you can do the Tasman Glacier. And there are 3 places where you can take a heli hike. That means you get into a helicopter, you fly all the way on top of a beautiful glacier, and you kind of hike around, check out ice caves and all this kind of thing. Then you take the helicopter back down in the valley. If you are going in the Mount Cook area, you can also do some ski plane tours as well, which is basically without the hustle of the whole hiking thing. You literally just ski land on the glacier, and then you hang out on New Zealand's longest glacier, and you're all done. So that's kind of like your way to get snow for Christmas on the South End. That'd be the one way to do it.
Yeah. So Robin did mention that Christmas is basically the busiest week for tourism in New Zealand. So even if there are currently, at the time of recording this video, it's still like the borders are closed, so there's not international tourists, but it's still going to be pretty busy everywhere else because of locals getting good time off work and stuff. So if you wanted to get away from the crowds, go somewhere awesome that's a little bit off the beaten track, then we have 2 suggestions for you. You can go to Stewart Island, which is the island right off the southern coast of the South Island. Over there you can do all sorts of things. You can do lots of beautiful hikes. You can go on fishing tours. You can go and see kiwi birds and go to the beautiful Ulva Island, which is an amazing bird sanctuary where you'll get to see probably more birds than anywhere else in New Zealand. And you can, go and try some fish and chips at the Kai Cart or at the hotel. They probably, I imagine at the hotel, they would do something for Christmas. They would probably have some special sort of Christmas feast or anything. Not sure if that's official or not, but I imagine they would do something like that. So on Stewart Island, that would be a really cool place to get off the beaten track. And you can access Stewart Island by either taking the ferry from Bluff or by taking a flight from Invercargill. Another off the beaten track area you could go to is Karamea, which is right at the top of the west coast of the South Island. It's a very little known town really, but it is very close to some really epic natural attractions, in particular the Oparara Basin, which is full of different caves, some of the largest limestone arch in the Southern Hemisphere or in Australasia. Which is the Oparara Arch, and lots of really amazing sort of limestone features in the dense forest of the Karurangi National Park, and there's lots of really short walks to do there, so it's not something that's going to be too excessive or demanding. In that area, that is a good place to sort of, get away from the crowds, but also get to see some really awesome New Zealand scenery. Moving on to some more sort of town locations or city locations you can go to during Christmas. For instance, you can go to Christchurch. Obviously, this is the longest, but this is the largest city in the South Island. So there's always something going on there during Christmas. It's a good place to go and, see the Christmas decorations. If you're into lots of pretty lights and stuff, they'll have all that going on there. Also, during the Christmas week, they have their Christmas in the Park event going on. Usually they have that on every year. And I know at the moment, at the time of recording, they're looking for, performers to do it. So I assume it's going to be on again this year.
Yeah. I think it's going to be depending on if there's an outbreak or not.
Depending on the current circumstances. So there's usually that sort of stuff going on. There's also Christmas markets, typically around mid-December. So so in terms of getting that sort of Christmas feel, community events and things that are happening, Christchurch is a good place to go. Alternatively, you can go to the tourist hub of the South Island, which is Queenstown. So over there's obviously things happening specifically for Christmas. If you go to the nearby Arrowtown, they have Christmas markets there, which is, set in the sort of beautiful sort of pioneering town of Arrowtown, where they have their preserved historic buildings.
Setting.
Yes. So you can go and do that Arrowtown Christmas market over there. In Queenstown, if you are desperate for that sort of Christmas snow, they do have, I think, 2 ice bars that you can go and go get cold in.
Walking freezers.
Yeah. And also, the Skyline Gondola usually has a Christmas feast going on at the top of the gondola. I think it's called the Stratosphere Bar, or maybe I'm getting that mixed up with Rotorua. But anyway, their sort of restaurant they have at the top of the Skyline Gondola, they usually have Christmas events and sort of big buffet feasts and stuff happening for that. And of course, you're in Queenstown, so there's a million different other things you can be doing if you want to go jet boating, bungee jumping, skydiving, whitewater rafting, canyoning, etc., etc. Of course, check out nzpocketguide.com for lots of information on the things to do in Queenstown, because we have all that on the website that you can check out for free and sort of plan your trip that way. But Queenstown is another really awesome option for a place to go for Christmas on the South Island.
All right, so this wraps up all suggestions for things to do for Christmas on the South Island. So don't forget to like and subscribe to reward our hard work and to stay up to date with all our videos. Plus, check out nzpocketguide.com for thousands of tips, hidden gems, and much more. Let's go back to the live chat. We had Mark Lock.